Good afternoon from New York. I am your personal, objective political mystic. You could just say activist mystic. Yeah. The subject today is the comfort cure. All right? I've talked about the personal growth being expanding your comfort zone to encompass greater objectivity, creativity, and compassion. And also to grasp the ego transcendent capacities of focus, play, expression, all of these related to real human need and feelings. So, I have some notes here. Mind if I look? I'm an old man. Anyway, it's always my excuse. Been my excuse for a number of years now. The problem is damaged faith in love, helplessness to love and be loved. Okay, that's the problem. That's, what are you fixing? What are you trying to, well, let's not say cure, but help. Yeah. But it actually does some amazing stuff. You know, it's not like a medical cure. But it helps. Number two, safe symbols, or second point, safe symbols of needs lost in painful helplessness to fears, to focus. Well, the fears related to focus and expression and play in association with need. So, I don't take good notes. Anyway, safe symbols of needs lost and painful helplessness to focus on the expression and play in regard to feeling a need. Handwriting isn't good either. Okay, I flunked. Next video, no. Bear with me. Believe me, the ideas are a lot better than this guy. They're pretty amazing, actually. Pretty amazing, actually. And the third point is expanding your comfort zone with creative objectivity and compassion. Yeah, that personal growth in terms of handling more objectivity, creativity, and compassion, a wider circle of friends, a bigger us. The ability to connect to those things is not just personal growth, it also helps to heal damaged faith and love, to lessen the damage and increase your trust or your faith that your needs will be met, and that you have an ability, an empowerment to use in that process. That's why this is a mystic road. Someone trying to give you a medical cure, or trying to fix your behavior, or your anxieties or your depression or whatever. This is about empowering you. Comfort actually empowers you if that comfort is expanded. And as it expands, as you expand that, then you're able to deal with the symptoms of this damaged faith and love, in which you encountered helplessness. If you didn't encounter any helplessness, then it's not a big deal. But a lot of things really did make us, to more one extent or another, helpless to feel, express, and be playful with, joke around about things that have happened to us. So being able to apply, to actually focus, and to be creative with, and play with, feeling, and to express it. All of these things, focus, play, and expression, give you a distance between yourself, a safe distance, and a comforting position from which to experience a time when you were helpless, and to give voice, to play with, and focus on, first of all, needs that were attached to helplessness. Let me try that again. You have needs, and in a trauma, there are needs that are blocked, that it was too anxiety provoking for you to focus on the need, to know it, to really feel it, to be at play with it, or to express it. All of those things were taken away. And instead, your brain gave you symbols of the need, and that are attainable. So a picture of how you see the world. It's very important that you feel that you are in some degree of control, and that is kind of like a point of comfort. And so practicing these things gives you a greater sense of that comfort, and actually expands your comfortableness with these perspectives. And as you, and that breaks down and gets rid of, to one degree or another, the symbolic needs and circumstances that arose because, or that were born from your traumatic experiences. Yeah. Once you unlearn the helplessness by being able to perform these things in regard to your personal feelings and needs, then you unlearn the helplessness. And coming at your experiences from different perspectives, especially within a certain period of time, breaks down the ability of your brain and your experience to be mired in symbolic circumstances and needs, feelings. So when you're in pain, for instance, physical pain, if you focus on that pain, that gives you a little distance from it. There's a you and an it. And it is not you. And it also calms you. It works against the fear, which can make the pain worse. So you have a sense of control. And then if you can just kind of play with that, these sensations and feelings, then you have a mastery over it. Again, the control is there. And that's where you get in your comfort and expanding your comfort. You're dealing with it successfully. And then to express it, kind of letting it out. That shows a certain amount of faith that somewhere inside you there's a listening ear that cares. And it may be in reality if you're working with somebody. There's an expressed faith there. So all of these things build up trust. Now, if you're talking about relationships, sort of thing, you're stepping into the realm of the empathies, the forms of empathy, creative, objective, and compassionate. So perspectives that trigger those areas break down symbolic the symbols that you've used to cover over what really happened, who you really are, and the circumstances that you were in. And it loosens the hold of the past on your present. So the use of comfort means that you're not overloading yourself with, otherwise if there's no comfort there, there's no sense of control. And so, you don't feel safe. So if you're just going back and feeling terrible things, those terrible things, they're just being magnified. But if you're in a safe place, and you can gain mastery over those imaginings that have you trapped in symbols that are not attached to the real needs and the real experiences. I know that sounds, it's a little hard to understand, perhaps. You're hearing that especially for the first time. But let's suppose that you are being bullied, and you were bullied, and you felt helpless. Well, there's a lot of feelings and things that come up with that. And, you try to run away from it. You don't try to gain mastery over it, you just want to run away. You want to distance yourself. Well, that distance puts you in another world. One different than what you really were going through, especially if it was a regular basis thing. And so you're escaping into another reality in order to cope with it. That other reality is symbolic. There's also the things that you struggle for in life. These more addictive sorts of struggles that stem from the past, they're attempts to meet a need that is actually a past need, something that needs to be grieved and let go. It's keeping it alive, but saving you from the anxiety, which was great when you had that great anxiety, but now you're safe and you don't need that anxiety anymore, but it's become a survival memory, something that says, if I don't see things this way, I'm in danger. And to gain mastery over the experiences and things that you felt and the needs that were connected there means that you don't seek after symbols of the need, which it leads to an unreal life, and it distances you from the reality of who you really are, or what you really went through. So, and who you really are is absolutely wondrous and amazing. But people can get detached from that because they're accepting an identity that was forced upon them by adverse circumstances, or by very controlling circumstances that didn't really respond to your real needs. To use comfort, but to use it from different perspectives, slowly breaks down the ability to believe in those symbols. You start to see through the symbols, their effectiveness in holding back what actually happened to you becomes lessened. And when that happens, they start, the real feelings that you had at the time start to emerge, things that you couldn't feel at that time. And as you begin to feel that reality of what happened to you, and you feel it by actually gaining mastery over it. Well, to the degree that you've been able to focus on it, play with it, and express it, well, to that degree you have conquered its impact on you. Because the impact of trauma is related to the helplessness that you felt, the damaged faith and love. And it's not like you had a disease or you had a very normal reaction to things that should not have been normal, that should not have occurred, but they did. And so, you know, you deal with it. You know, it's the circumstances. Not your fault, not anybody's fault. But it's, if you just push people to re-experience some trauma, whatever means you're using, if that's the intent, then you have several problems. It's not a comforting approach. Comforting approach is just using these different perspectives in a way that's comfortable for you and helps you to feel a little better. And you know, when that's occurring, you're gaining mastery, you're gaining control, and you're growing spiritually through the greater trust that you have, the greater skill of creative, objective, and compassionate empathy. So you're growing, and these things, virtues, flower. Okay. So the importance of comfort and using a comfort approach is that you're not being forced out of your limits. If it's not comfortable to you, that means you are once again feeling helpless. Feeling helpless again isn't going to help you with unlearning helplessness then. You have to be feeling in control. All of these perspectives that are taught in this version of inner mind communication are 6 different categories of expression or perspective that take that break down the symbolic and bring you to the real. And the real is wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. And the real in you is not doesn't leave you in guilt. It doesn't leave you in grief. It takes you from being able to gain mastery over what happened to you, so that you can unlearn the helplessness, and so that the real needs, feelings, and so on can come forth as they actually are or were. And that allows you then to realize that these things, these symbolic things that you imagined, are not real. They're in the past. And so you realize that you had a loss involved there. That you, the real things that were being blocked, once you get in touch with that, You realize these things as losses, not current, real things to react to, and so on. The way symbolic need affects you, it tells you it's right now. Take care of this. What you didn't get applause enough, you need to be a grandstander, which of course doesn't work. You know, you might be a power monger, you might be a really greedy person. People in pain are selfish. They're more wrapped up in themselves. Their mastery is not great. Does it mean they're bad people? No, it doesn't. It just means that they need to learn these masteries and grow and heal. And so this is the comfort cure of damaged faith and love. It's something that you can learn, that you can practice yourself. It only needs assistance from another person when you feel you need it. And otherwise, you can take care of it yourself. What comes to play when you don't have an actual trainer or someone who's, a professional psychologist or psychiatrist. Remember, you can have crazy trainers, psychologists and psychiatrists shop around. But anyway, you still have some of those benefits, because when you blocked some of those real needs, you also blocked some of the good stuff that was trying to come your way and which you couldn't deal with or accept, because to do so would cause you to realize the circumstances you were in. And at the time, you might have been actually helpless, not in a good space, like a child, for instance, that's suffering from complex PTSD, the developmental needs a blockage. So you see a kid and, maybe that kid is, hard to love. Well, think about it. The kid might have been surrounded by lots of other more loving children and teachers and so on. But to truly open up to that love meant that they would be intensely feeling the pain when they went home to none. So a lot of times you see people trying to help, and they don't realize that there's going to be an objection to them, that they're going to be pushed away, and there's a reason for that. If the person knows they're going back to helplessness, like if you talk somebody out of cultural inclinations that are bad, if they have to go back to a support group that's all admired in those kind of attitudes, they're going to push you away. Things, therefore, have to be comfortable. They take time. And one thing you don't want to do is to be impatient with yourself or other people. These things take time. But the thing is, once you've grieved and let go, you can truly enter into having a forgiving heart. And the more you have that, the more you're able to forgive yourself and feel then the bad things you did because you were hurting. because you had this pain, need, this helplessness involved with needs and feelings in every way, whether even meeting them could be hurtful. So that kind of helplessness, it's only unlearned through using many perspectives and in a compassionate way. That's why a lot of times you hear psychologists say, they use an eclectic approach. Yeah, that's the only way. You have to take many different perspectives and help people to gain mastery in those perspectives in order to help them get over pain in their lives, which is from trauma, which stems from helplessness. It's not a true trauma unless there's helplessness involved, by the way. So, yeah. Of course, now, helpless to move forward in life means that you have to have a better foundation from which to move forward. So, helping things that experiences you had in the past grows you and helps you to with proper counseling, whether within yourself or someone helping you, helps you to move forward in your life in a more positive way, and to know what it is that you really want. Because it's the present, and looking into the past that tells you kind of, who am I? What is it I really want? So you need to be in touch with those things in order to get what you really want moving forward into the future. So both of these paths, these ways, are beneficial to each other. Okay, I'm not a professor, I'm not a professional teacher. I hope that this has made some kind of sense to you. I'm a little better if people ask me questions and I can just answer. Yeah. So if you could ask me some questions, I'll be glad to answer them. I would also like it if you were to subscribe, of course, to this Old Man with a Boomer video. And share the video if you think it has any value. And if not, give it a thumbs down. Make fun of it, Send me a video of you mocking how the crazy, things that I might say or do. I found that amusing. And, yeah. I would be grateful for that too. So, yeah. All those three things, what do they say? Share, subscribe, and comment. You just, at least with the thumbs, pick one of those. So, kind of tells me how on track I might be. And I confess I'm really tired today. Been a lot going on. So, maybe the presentation wasn't as good as it could be. But you can ask me questions and I'll try to answer. But if there's anything you want to take away from this, it's that comfort's the only way to go when you're dealing with damaged faith and love and the hurt that that causes. So, yeah. I'm beginning to feel like that famous congressman that kind of lost track of where he was. Bless his heart. Anyway, that's my presentation. That's the best I can do for today. And I think I'm too tired to do a better job. That's hopefully that's enough to get you started in thinking and questioning. Does that old man know what he's talking about, or is he completely crazy? It's up to you to decide that you're alive. But yeah, like it's said, it's gaining mastery over your relationship to your needs and feelings, which increases your comfort zone, which through various perspectives increases your connection to some basic virtues of goodness, truth, and heartfulness, and trust, and ego transcendence. All of these things. Comfort is essential. Mastery over those things expands your comfort zone. And it helps with, in general, the love flow in your life, in your mind, in your relationships, and in the world. So, I'll just take this moment to use the word I love, namaste, which means that the wondrous potential and reality in you, your capacity to be in the love flow, your wondrous connection to the universe, your oneness with that universe, is something to be honored. And saying that word that I mentioned says that from that same perspective in me, I honor that in you. Namaste. And have a good day, y'all.